It's your boy, JC, and we are back here today talking about the end of the season. Listen, I know we've been going, you feel what I'm saying? But if you haven't noticed, we in a new setup. We got a new setup, had moved, switched locations, had to change up the locations. But we are here, we are back, and let's talk about OKC winning the finals. They finally won the finals. We all knew it was going to happen all year. We was looking at them kill the regular season. We was looking at them smoke teams, but it finally happened. They won the finals, and it wasn't easy. Indiana pushed them to 7, but in Game 7 they overcame the Pacers 103-91. Jalen Williams came in with his 20 points. Chet came in with his 18 points, but the Finals MVP, SGA, as well as the regular season's MVP, 29-12 assists and only one turnover, which was really key, which was really crucial because Indiana came and they had a really good game plan of we're going to shut Shea down. And we know all the moves that Shea going to do, all the little fakes, all the little, the post-up moves that he do and the stop on the dime. And they was staying down. They wasn't biting on the fakes. They wasn't biting on the pump fakes or nothing like that. They was staying real disciplined. But he was able to do a lot of playmaking on the court. And that's something that, was a question about SGA. Can he play make? We know you can give us 40. We know you can give us 30 every night. We know you're liable to give us 40. But can you play make? Can you can you get some assists? And can you limit the turnovers? And that's something that he has struggled with throughout the whole postseason. And that's something that he honed in as we got closer and closer to the finals. And that's something that he honed in on this Game 7 right here. He was a very good playmaker, getting other people involved. Shout out to Chet. Chet showed out. Shout out to J-Dub. J-Dub showed out. J-Dub, I was really impressed with J-Dub's whole performance this whole postseason because he was the biggest question going into the postseason. We knew what SGA was going to do. We didn't expect that much from Chet because Chet was coming off an injury. But there was a lot to be expected from J-Dub because he was that number 2. And it was like, if you can be a solid number 2, y'all can win a ring. And that's what he did. He had a couple rough games, but overall, he had a very good postseason. I feel like he had a very good postseason. I feel like he came in and did a couple things that he had to do. There's definitely room for improvement. But as far as what he needed to do to get the job done, he did that. He showed up in the games that he needed to show up in. You feel what I'm saying? And he bounced back from the bad games that he had. Shout out to him. Shout out to Alex Caruso. I feel like Alex Caruso was a crucial key, as well as Isaiah Hartenstein. Those two pieces that they did and that they added into the offseason last year. I felt like those were the key pieces that helped them win this championship. I really do. I feel like Alex Caruso was a mastermind on defense, and he showed that defense all postseason. When it came to the Nuggets, when it came to the Pacers, you feel what I'm saying? So shout out to him. And they just did real good. This was a really close series because on average, OKC averaged about 103 points, and the Pacers averaged 101. This is a really close game, right? This is a really close series right here. And shout out to Indiana. We know that Tyrese Halliburton, he got hurt, but Tyrese, you had one hell of a postseason, bro. A very historical postseason, bro. We putting that run, you can put that run up there with any of the Pacers runs that they had in their history. You feel what I'm saying? That one can go right up there with the rest of them. That was a historic run from the Pacers. Shout out to the Pacers. We know y'all gonna have some trouble next year because Tyrese is probably gonna be hurt for a majority of the year. Shams reported that yesterday that he's probably gonna be hurt for the majority of next year, as well as Jason Tatum. So who knows what goes on the East? The East is wide open. I don't think Indiana's gonna be a terrible team. They'll probably drop down to a play-in team, maybe a little bit worse than a play-in team. So maybe that is terrible. I guess we're going to the final to that. But they still got Spicy P. They still got Nimhard. You feel what I'm saying? They still got good pieces over there. They still got Miles Turner. They still got good pieces over there. I just think it's unfortunate because those guys are young, but they are in that spot where you don't want to waste no years. You feel what I'm saying? They're not like super young where you feel like you can punt a year or two. You feel like the Rockets or somebody like that, who we will talk about a little later into this podcast. But this was definitely proving the basketball community wrong on this one because I feel like all year OKC had the question, are they too young? Can they actually win a championship? They're too young to win a championship. Well, they are the youngest team to win the championship. They went out and they did their thing. You feel what I'm saying? I think last year was the run that they needed to go through to be prepared for a championship run. And I feel like this was a good year, to prove that. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't have that question with them. I felt like they was cool. I just wanted to know was J-Dub going to show up. I don't think he was too young to show up. I just think he was, it's the playoffs. We ain't never see you do it before. You feel what I'm saying? We see you be a little inconsistent in the playoffs, and you're not the only one who's inconsistent in the playoffs. There's a lot of inconsistent people in the playoffs. The playoffs is a whole different part of the season. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a valid question. But as far as are they too young, I never thought they was too young to win a championship, and I don't think there's no such thing. And as long as your team is constructed good, and if you out there playing good basketball, you can win. As you can see, you feel what I'm saying? And the only thing I was just disappointed with this finals was that Tyrese Halliburton got hurt game 7. He was snapping in the first quarter. That first half of the quarter, he was really going in. So, that sucks. But shout out to OKC for winning the ring. You feel what I'm saying? Question for you guys: does this make SGA a better Thunder than Kevin Durant? Me personally, I think you need multiple seasons to be, considered one of the greatest Thunders of all time. You feel what I'm saying? Which he has had, let's say three solid seasons. You feel what I'm saying? This one, you capped this joint off with the ring. But give me one more good solid season. I feel like we can start talking about a lot of stuff. I feel like we can start talking about the Kobe comparisons. You feel what I'm saying? We can start talking about greatest Thunder of all time. Give me one more solid, let's say, Western Conference run. You know what I mean? Solidify that you really here. You feel what I'm saying? Or just one more really good year. I feel like we can start having conversations about everybody else. I feel like if you give me 4 straight good years, you consistent as a Kobe, as a Bron, as as some of those greats. You give me 4 straight years of being really consistent, of being great, being MVP caliber, I gotta give it to you. You feel what I'm saying? I gotta give it to you. And I feel like Shea gave me a good 2.5, 3 years of solid MVP candidate caliber years, and he would give me one more. You feel me? You got the ring. Give me one more. Maybe we can talk about Kobe. Maybe. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still an OG. I'm still an old head. You feel what I'm saying? Melo, Kobe, Bryant, Wade, those my guys. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still protecting those guys. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all still gotta do some stuff for me to start putting you up with those guys. You know what I mean? Jason Tatum, are you even Dwayne Wade? Are you even Dwayne Wade? You feel what I'm saying? People be skipping over Dwayne Wade. But let's talk about another great. Let's talk about another GOAT. KD. KD has moved on to the Rockets. He got traded to the Rockets. So the Rockets have received KD. They traded to the Phoenix. Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 overall pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round draft picks, 2025, 26, both of them in 2026 and 2030 from Boston, and 2032. So 5 second-round picks. You feel me? Yeah, 5 second-round picks. I think this was a pretty good trade for Houston because I feel like 5 second-round picks, it's a lot, but at the same time, they're second-round picks. You feel me? They're not first-round picks. You gave away your number 10 pick. Who knows what this number 10 pick is going to be? I know it's a deep draft, but you had to give up something. Dylan Brooks. I know Dylan Brooks was a defensive perimeter guy, but you got Thompson over there, and you got Smith over there, and I feel like solid. Y'all still solid on the defensive end, on the perimeter defensive end. And KD's not a bad defender at all. And Jalen Green, you give up on Jalen Green, but listen, look, Jalen Green wasn't good on defense, and Jalen Green was taking a little longer to develop on the offensive end. The whole point of the way this team was constructed, as is, was Jalen Green was going to be that offensive punch. He was going to be the offensive consistent player, like something like Pascal Siakam on Indiana. You come in, you give us buckets. You feel what I'm saying? You defend, but you gonna give us buckets. You gonna give us that offensive punch. We can take care of the defense because we got a lot of great defenders over here. We're not worried about defense. You and Sengun gonna give us that offense. But we seen in the playoffs against Draymond and Jimmy Butler and the Warriors that it just wasn't enough. Even with Steph Curry going down, they still couldn't overcome Golden State. You feel what I'm saying? And Steph Curry being hurt and all that. They still wasn't able to overcome them. Jalen Green only had one good game in that series. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, other games he scored, what, under 12 points? Like a 7-point game, 8-point game. Like, so, you know what I mean? It's taking too long for him to develop for the Rockets. The Rockets right now, they feel like they got a good young core. If they add in a few veteran pieces, like OKC, they looking at OKC right now like, hold on. You mean to tell me this age thing is not a thing? You telling me if we just add a couple veteran pieces, we can get a ship too? That's how they thinking. You feel what I'm saying? So they added KD. What's the better vet piece to add than KD. KD is a great piece, bro. He better offensively than Jalen Green, and he better defensively than Jalen Green. You do lose Dylan Brooks, but I feel like if you boost up the minutes of Thompson and Smith, bro, you cool. You right back there. You fine. You feel what I'm saying? You fine. So I think this is a good trade for Houston. For Phoenix, I don't know what they're gonna do with Jalen Green. I don't know what you're gonna do with Dylan Brooks. Are you gonna build around Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks? None of this really makes sense unless you trade in Devin Booker and you getting some more pieces or something else to build around maybe Jalen Green. I wouldn't build around Jalen Green because I feel like Houston just tried to build around Jalen Green and he just kind of showed you he wasn't ready to be built around. I think Jalen Green gonna end up being one of those pieces like Brandon Ingram. You feel what I'm saying? Where he be a consistent hooper. Eventually, he's gonna be a consistent hooper. He's gonna be a consistent bucket. He's gonna dial in, and he's gonna be able to score buckets. But as far as we thought he was gonna be like Anthony Edwards, and he don't look like he on that on that Anthony Edwards path right now. You feel what I'm saying? Still got some time. He's still young. But as far as what Houston got going on right now, they ain't ready for waiting for that. Phoenix, on the other hand, I feel like he a good enough player to sell tickets, to get the cheeks in the seats. You feel what I'm saying? And to focus on y'all rebuild while y'all still got something fun on the court like Jalen Green. And I like I said, I think you should trade Devin Booker. I don't know if I'm hearing Devin Booker still want to be there because Devin Booker a son for life type situation. But I don't know, bro. It's like the Suns ain't like Boston. The Suns aren't like the Lakers. The Suns aren't like the Knicks. You feel what I'm saying? The Suns aren't one of those teams where they get it right in the front office. And then, I know that sounds crazy because I put the Knicks in there. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like they do care, they do. As far as how the NBA go, bro, every couple of years you guys get the Knicks going to have a good team every 8 years. You feel what I'm saying? It's like a recession. A recession comes every 8 years. Every 8 years, the Knicks going to be good, bro. Like every 8 years, the Knicks going to be good. They're going to have a solid team because the Knicks is a solid organization and they're an OG organization. You feel what I'm saying? Phoenix, OG organization. Not always been solid. You feel what I'm saying? Not always been solid. So, I think Devin Booker, you should slide, bro. You should get on out of there. I think Devin Booker should just get on out of there, test the market. People have been saying Detroit, go to Detroit. I think that's perfect because I feel like the easiest path to the finals is definitely through the East. You got Giannis trying to figure out what he gonna do with the Bucks. You feel what I'm saying? Because the Bucks are incomplete. Dame is injured. Dame probably is going to be injured for most of next season as well. You feel what I'm saying? So you got Dame, Halliburton, and JT. The East is wide open. So I feel like if a Western Conference player go over to the East right now, they got a pretty good shot of just hopping on a team that just need a piece and taking them over the top. And Detroit is one of those teams that just need a piece to take them over the top. They need one more consistent scorer. You can't rely on Tobias and I'm blanking on his name. He used to play for Dallas. I'm blanking on his name. Hardaway. You can't rely on Tobias and Hardaway all the time. You feel what I'm saying? They getting up there in age. They had a great season. They're gonna continue to have solid seasons because they're solid players. But they're not young players. You feel what I'm saying? You got Devin Booker who like is in between. He like in the middle of his prime right now. You get Devin Booker. You get Cade who entering his prime right now. I don't know, bro. I feel like that backcourt crazy. That's dangerous. And I feel like they're tall enough to give Cleveland problems. You feel what I'm saying? Cleveland gonna have a lot of problems with that, and they try to do something with the double big and all that. And we'll see what Cleveland do. We're gonna talk about Cleveland in their off season. But another trade that we're gonna have to talk about is Desmond Bane traded to the Magic, just like Houston, right? Houston was a team that had a great defense, lacked offense. Same thing with the Magic. Magic has a great defense, lack offense. You feel what I'm saying? You got Bobby Wagner and you got Paolo. Great offensive players, mid-range slasher type players. You feel what I'm saying? Wagner with a little bit post-up game. They slasher type players. They lack shooting. Cole Anthony didn't really turn out to be the shooter they want him to be. You feel what I'm saying? They need shooters. Last time that the Magic had made it to the finals, if I'm not mistaken, was 2009 with Dwight Howard. They had a bunch of shooters. They had a big man and a bunch of shooters. So, listen, you got Paolo, you got Wagner, 2 forwards, 2 front court players. Go ahead and get you some shooters. You need some shooters. You put shooters around them, they can't double team Paolo. Because listen, we already know what's going on. Paolo is either going to the rim or he's doing that turnaround jumper. You feel what I'm saying? He got that little turnaround jumper, mid-range joint that he can do. It's kind of consistent. You feel what I'm saying? And he forces the issue every time. He's physical enough to force the issue every time, put pressure on the rim. He's not doing nothing different. So at a certain point, you're just throwing 2 people at him, 3 people at him, just slowing him down, and you just focusing. Your whole defense is just focusing on him. It's like the LeBron effect, where you just put up a wall of defenders around in the paint, and you just pray to God that he don't have a good shooting night. Because if you have a good shooting night, it's over. That's pretty much the strategy. So with Desmond Bean added to the Magic, he's shooting like 40-something% from the 3 last year. A very consistent shooter. This could do a little something if they. And I felt like the Magic was pretty cool. I felt like the Magic was right up there with Cleveland, but they was just injured. They had a lot of injuries. So I know the way they looking at it is if we add the shooter Desmond Bain on the squad, and we already got a good squad, we should be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Desmond Bain will make it to a conference finals probably before John Morant. What they be saying? Slow motion this side. All right, but they traded KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first round picks, and a 2029 first round pick swap. Top 2 protected. So they protected it. Top 2 protected. 4 first round unprotected picks. Now I think that's a lot. I do think that's a lot. Cause what they just got for KD, they got what? Second rounds for KD? They got 5 second rounds for KD, but they only got one first round for KD. And these guys got 4 first rounds for Desmond Bain. I think it's a lot, but I think it's one of those gambles that you gotta gamble on. Because it's like we got this young core. It's Orlando. It's something like when you got them small market teams, the mid market teams. Even Philadelphia got this type of problem. You know, the home team, we even got this type of problem where it's like, you don't get a lot of free agents that just want to come to Orlando. You don't get a lot of free agents that just want to come to Phoenix. Like, you don't get a lot of free agents that just want to come to some of these mid-market to small market teams. So, when you got a good core like this, you got to take that shot and you got to give them everything that they need to succeed. You feel what I'm saying? I know that's a little corny. I know that kind of was bars too, you feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That was kind of bars. Give me y'all bars. But you got to kind of go all the way in on this young core. And I feel like this is the core that you go in on. I feel like this is no false core. I feel like they serious. I feel like they're the real deal. I feel like if you do give them the pieces, they can succeed. And like I said, the East is wide open. You don't got no Boston. Boston is doing whatever they can do to salvage the year. So when JT come back, it'll be cool. But we don't even know what they're going to do. They just traded Drew Holiday, and I'm probably going to have to make a separate video about that. That's not going to be in this video. But they got something that they're going to do. You feel what I'm saying? Miami in turmoil because they just lost Jimmy Butler. You got the Sixers who's coming back off injury. We don't know what they're going to look like. Indiana's injury. You feel what I'm saying? Tyrese is going to be out. You feel what I'm saying? Milwaukee. Yeah, we don't know where Giannis is going to end up at. We know Dame is hurt for the rest of the season. So, look, the East is wide open. They made this move, and I don't know, bro. They kind of like the favorites in the East, in my opinion. If they coming back healthy, look, they already got through their little injury thing. You got them and you got the 76ers, right? The way I'm looking at it right now. You got them and you got the 76ers who coming out of the injury bug thing. You feel what I'm saying? And you got the rest of these guys going into the injury bug thing. You got New York, who cool. New York pretty cool. They pretty solid. They just lost. They didn't have too many crazy injuries. You feel what I'm saying? They just lost. And they got a new coach. So we want to see what's going on with the new coach and the new coach culture over there. See what's going on. Maybe somebody get to sit down. Who knows? Maybe they get a break. You know what I mean? Maybe they look crazy. You feel what I'm saying? But you got them. They probably got to be clearly the favorites because Indiana's down and Milwaukee's down. You feel what I'm saying? We don't know what the 76ers is going to look like. Boom. But after you got New York, you probably got the Magic, bro. You probably got the Magic, and you probably got Cleveland. Listen. If the Magic was healthy, who knows? They probably could have bumped out Cleveland out of the playoffs. They probably could have knocked them off. That's just how I noticed how they felt. You feel what I'm saying? So look out for the Magic. I like this move for the Magic. I feel like they went all in. I know the 4 first round picks unprotected was a lot, but I feel like it was worth it to go in on this young core. You didn't get an Asian star like how Houston, they got KD, so you got about like 3 to 4 years with KD. You know what I mean? Dallas, they went and got Anthony Davis, and they got like 3 to 4 years with that core of Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and some of those older guys to try to win a ring. You feel what I'm saying? So like, You got Desmond Bain. He's young, and he's going into his prime if he's not already in his prime. So with this core can last a long time. And as you can see, with like Boston, they just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And then bam, they got their championship. Orlando could be a team just like that. You feel what I'm saying? But other than that, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thanks for kicking it with us, man. We are back. We will have some more, like all the news that's going on in the offseason. I'm going to do a couple offseason episodes, but we're going to be keeping up with all the offseason moves on our social media. So make sure you follow us on TikTok and you follow us on Instagram at Anyhoop Pod 215 on all platforms. Make sure you follow us on there to keep up with all the offseason moves. But other than that, I am going to be transferring into the WNBA, and I will definitely post a WNBA podcast this week called Hoop Herds, brought to you by Bella Sports Club. You feel what I'm saying? My collab with them. And definitely look out for my Fan Day Nation content over there that I will be sharing on my social media as well. So don't forget to follow all the social medias at Anyhoop Pod 215. Don't forget to follow us on all platforms. Thanks for kicking it with us. It's been one hell of a season. Thanks for all the supporters. I know a couple of y'all, listen, because y'all be catching me on the streets. Y'all be catching me outside. Y'all know I be outside, feet on land. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking this sports shit for real. You feel me? Listen, I know y'all wanted the Pacers to win. I know y'all feeling hurt because Tyrese Halliburton got hurt. You feel what I'm saying? I know that's what y'all wanted to see. Y'all wanted to see an underdog. You feel me? I feel y'all. But listen, we got to look forward to the Sixers. You feel what I'm saying? The Indiana and all that was cute, but we got to look forward to the Sixers, bro. We got to make sure the Sixers doing what they need to do. You feel me? Ace Bailey not even working out for us. People don't even want to come here. You feel me? We got to figure out what the Sixers are doing. We got Gilly up there yelling at Paul George about he need to do better. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't do nothing like that. You feel me? Because the man did get hurt. You feel me? You got to give him some grace. He did get hurt. I talk a lot of trash about Paul George up here. You feel me? I talk a lot of trash about the Sixers up here because I'd be disappointed. But, you know, injuries are injuries. Injuries are part of the game. You feel me? But listen, I'm looking forward to the new season of the Sixers, bro. I feel like we got one good year of Embiid left, and I feel like we could really just, if we just get one good year, this could be the year. I just told y'all the East is open. The East is free. You feel me? The East is wide open, bro. Anybody can make it. So listen, this could be the year for the Sixers to get a chip. Be on the lookout, bro. Just be on the lookout. I feel like this could be a good Sixers year, bro. Because look, this could be our Toronto year. You feel me? I know Toronto hurt, but this could be the Toronto year. So other than that, man, thanks for kicking it with me. You see me in the streets, you feel me? Say something to me, you feel me? Definitely, I'm always down to talk basketball. I appreciate all the support y'all been giving us all year. Thanks for kicking it this year. This is the last episode of the season. Make sure you kick it with us for season 5. I'm pretty sure that's season 5. So this is the end of season 4. So shout out to y'all, season 4. We did it. Boom. Peace. Watch basketball. WNBA. Watch the WNBA. I'm going to be covering.
Yeah, show them how we do it. You already know that money talk real fluent. We don't gotta prove it. Got these niggas looking clueless. I got JC on the beat and I got him going stupid. I say, ooh, yeah, show them how we do it. You already know that money talk real fluent. We don't gotta prove it. Got these niggas looking clueless. I got JC on the beat and I got him going stupid. I said, ooh, damn, it's the flow for me. Man, I'm burning up the booth. It's like 100 degrees. Man, I'm like 100.